What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video today, and we're gonna do wait, before I say that, I'm gonna tell you guys to please subscribe, hit that like button, and comment below if your dog has died. Okay, so this is the challenge. It's not try to cry. It's about this guy is a YouTuber and this dog has died. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be looking too. So just wait a minute. You guys know I have a puppy, so I know I'm going to cry. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you cry, if your eyes get watery, you lose. So yeah, let's get it.
Leaving that hospital is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I think it is. You know, the more we force what to do, and
Something's wrong with I'm just going. Okay, guys. Okay, now see, these are the pictures. That's the dog that died. Look, it's crying right there.
leaving that hospital is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I think it is. It is without a doubt the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I remember the phone call that I had with my mom when I was in Los Angeles, when it was a regular phone call. We were going about, you know, our regular daily phone calls the way we usually do, and I always ask, how's Oscar doing? You know, and she said, not good. She told me that he had been having seizures, and immediately I wanted to come home. It all happened so fast. I didn't really have a chance to I didn't really get a chance to say bye. I'll put a picture up. This is a picture of me and Oscar before he started having seizures that night, and my mom took it of me and him. Oscar's very stubborn. He's such a stubborn dog. He only does things when he wants to do them. You can't tell him to do anything, you know, you can't force him to do anything. He'll just ignore you. He doesn't care. He's such a funny personality. To be able to cuddle with Oscar, it was what we all wanted the most, but what we couldn't have at the same time, because he would only come cuddle with you when he wanted to cuddle with you. And when he did want to cuddle with you, it was the best feeling ever. So it was one of those things that we're like, all right, if he ever comes to cuddle with us, you know, we're gonna embrace it, but we're not gonna force it on him, because, you know, the more we force it on him, he's like, all right, get off me. He's like a dude, you know what I mean? He's just like a typical, you know, teenage boy, just like not wanting their family to be all over them, but, you know, at the same time, they come around when they feel like they need that love. So this picture is that night, and he came to cuddle with me when I was sleeping. It's just so weird, you know, because when he comes to cuddle with you, it's kind of like he just, you know, he'll come and put his head on you, or come just sit really close beside you. But, you know, he had his head on me, and then I noticed that he had his paw on me as well, which was just, like, so weird. And I think that he knew that that was his last time with me, so he took advantage of it. But, you know, after that, my mom showed me the picture, and I was laughing so hard, and I went to the kitchen to turn my computer on, and then it was just all hell broke loose. Oscar started having, you know, his little seizures, and this time they were bad, and we didn't know what to do, and we rushed him to the vet. he barely made it there. I just remember like getting out of the car and rushing in and, you know, telling them that we needed a stretcher. He was not doing good, and, you know, the vets ran out with me, and they saw him, and they just immediately like picked him up and grabbed him from the car and ran inside with him. And I just remember seeing his face, and, you know, he was gasping for air. It was his last moments. And that's when I knew that we were going to be saying goodbye that night. My parents had been in and out of the vet with him like a lot in the past like few months. He passed on his own, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that he went when he wanted to go, and that's just so like him. He was always in charge of everything, didn't want to do anything he didn't want to do, and he was probably like, hey, you know what? I'm tired, I've been going through all this, you know, I'm not going to be put down, I'm going to go because I'm ready to go. And he did, you know, he passed there at the vet, and we all got to be with him when he passed, which was awesome. And I thought that, you know, I wouldn't have been able to stomach me being in Los Angeles and my parents, you know, calling me, telling me that Oscar passed away. I'm happy that we were all there as a family, and he was with all of us. My mom kept telling me that he waited for me to get home. She told me that she was telling him, like, every day, like, Christian's coming home soon, Christian's coming home soon. You know, so I feel like he knew that I was coming home, and he waited for me to get here. Because he had several seizures before when I was in Los Angeles, like bad ones, my dad was telling me. And, you know, my dad thought at those times, too, that he was going to pass away because of how bad they were, but he didn't. And, you know, I remember the day that he passed, I had the best day with him. He was with me as usual, downstairs with him, then we came upstairs, and I told him, you want to go up on my bed? You want to go up on my bed? And that's something I taught him at a really young age, and my parents hated me for it, because then he always wanted to go on the bed, and my parents were like, no, he can't always be on the bed all the time. So he came up here with me, and he went on my bed, and we were just hanging out, and he was cuddling with me, and he was just hanging out on my bed. He just loved being elevated. He loved being on top always. If he could be higher than normal, he just loved that. Oscar was nothing less than my brother, my best friend. He helped me get through so much crap when I was younger. I still remember bringing him home. I still remember being in the back seat with him on my lap, just like this little pig like this, just in between my legs, just lying down. I miss him so much. This house still smells like him, so, you know, when I'm walking around, I smell him, and his bowls are still downstairs. I just feel like he's gonna be inside my room or at my door, and, you know, I wanted to share this moment with you guys that I had the other night when I was in my brother's room. I was on his bed, and this is the night that he had passed, and we had came home, and it was really late. It was like 3 a.m. and my parents were in their room, you know, and I didn't want to go to sleep in my room. I went to my brother's room. I was like, yo, do you mind if I hang out with you? And we were hanging out, and we have 3 windows in our bedrooms. There's 2 on the sides and 1 in the middle. And Julian's one in the middle was open, and the other ones were closed. And, you know, I was just looking out, and the sky looked so beautiful, and I was just, you know, I just remember that I couldn't stop thinking, you know, like, where are you, man? You know, like, I just said bye to him, and I was just really heartbroken, and I was looking out, and I was looking into the sky, like, where are you? And, it all happened so fast, so I tried to capture a picture of it, like, as quickly as possible, because the clouds are moving like this, and when I had focused properly and seen it, the image had been like this. And then when I had realized, like, you know what, I gotta grab my phone, I ran and grabbed my phone to come back and take a picture. And the image had, like, kind of been almost past like that, but I swear to you, when I looked at it dead on, it was his face, like, in the sky. I swear to you, I'll put the picture, and if you can't really see it in the original picture, I'm gonna also do an outline of it so you can kind of get a good idea of what I was looking at. But, you know, I saw it like that, you know, and it was just like, that was like him telling me, you know, like, that I'm here. And it just, like, brought tears to my eyes. I was just, like, silently crying. I didn't even realize that I was crying. I just had tears coming down, and my brother's like, yo, what's the matter with you? You're scaring me. And, like, you know, I was just so focused on getting the picture because I wanted it, you know. That was a moment that I thought, like, you know, I finally felt better about everything. I also got onto my old computer that I haven't been on in forever, and I found, like, thousands of pictures of me and Oscar. That's one thing I did well when I was with him, is I documented, like, everything together with my phone. You know, when me and Kristen used to torture him and, like, you know, dress him up and put a blanket around him, and he would just sit there just miserable, just with a bunch of blankets around him, like, why are you guys doing this to me? To when, like, me and Kristen, you know, had fallen asleep with him on the couch and whatever. So I put together a little collage of a bunch of pictures that I found of him and me and him and Kristen and him and Julian and him, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
So guys, I'm just gonna do a pause for because okay.
And this visit coming home, I had no idea that things were gonna be this bad. But the last moment with him was special. It really was. You know, we were all there as a family. You know, and we all couldn't stop kissing him and hugging him, and it's just something that I'm gonna remember. You know, I'm gonna remember being with him there and just could not stop kissing him.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Why don't you comment below if your dog died, and I will give you a thumb. I'm just gonna give you a heart. I'm just gonna give you a heart. I hope you enjoyed this video, but I'm just gonna let you watch the end.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I left you.
Okay guys, bye.